almost heaven, West Virginia.
Hi, it's Matt, and you're watching another episode of My West Virginia Lifestyle. Today we're going to take a look at this. I'll pick up here and move here a little bit. It's a Troy Bilt TB230. We're going to rebuild the carburetor. Now, you can't see it yet. We're going to rebuild the carburetor on this thing. We'll get it out, and I will show you kind of a step-by-step process and exactly how we do that. Okay, for the purpose of a little bit of speed, what we've gone ahead and done is taking the cover off. I had 2 Torx screws that were up in here in the top. Okay, gone ahead and taken the air cleaner cover off. This had hooked up into the air valve into here. The tank is full. It's a friend of mine's. So they thought, you know, they had bad gas. They just fill it up, and I didn't really want to drain all that gas out, but it's right up to the top. I've gone ahead and taken some channel locks or vice grips and tightened these up, and I've gone ahead and loosened up the clamp on the carburetor. So I'm going to go ahead and just gently pull it off. It's a little easier to take it off and then remove these pieces. So I'm probably going to leave a little bit of gas here. So let's just see if I can't get it off here. Loosen that on it. Just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're losing a little gas. That's alright. We'll get it. This comes out. This will just loosen and come out. And this one will flip around, come out, and boom, you got your carburetor. Let's see if I can't tighten this up and shut that gas off completely so I don't leak all over the place. Probably easier to put a towel down, I know. So what we have is this carburetor. As you can see, it's pretty filthy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay it down, and we're going to try to clean it out as best we can and get it all nice and shiny. And I'll show you the process. I'm going to go through that. Okay, what I'm going ahead and do to cut it off, I'm going to go ahead and just take an old brush, just an old paint brush. I'm just going to sit here and kind of cover all these orifices and just kind of clean this brush out, clean this carburetor, the top of it, trying to keep all the dirt and grime and stuff out of the inside, even though we're going to take it apart. Check everything we can. I just want to get the majority of this. Let's start off. Okay, this is a Briggs and Stratton motor on this. Let's see if we got the right size wrenches here. Oops. At the bottom, take off this pan down here. It is a 9/32. I'm going to loosen this one up. Loosen this one up. Keep you in there. It's a fairly straightforward process. Fairly easy. I've done a lot of carburetor rebuilds. I've never done one like this. I've never actually cleaned one. But due to the fact that the parts store didn't have any in stock, I'm going to have to do it, which is not a big deal. It's a pretty simple process. Okay, we'll take this off here. Another issue here. Okay, I'd never seen one like that before. I always used the metal ones that had the screw cap that comes off. This one doesn't. So I went in and got a T55 wrench, put it on here, break this loose. This will basically comes right out when it wants to. Take a screwdriver here. Be careful not to hit that gasket. That'll work for me today. And stop it. There we go. Twist right out like that. Now put this over here. I need to clean that also. Then take a screwdriver, gently pry this up because it is plastic. Okay, and in here you're going to have your float. Get some of that gasoline out of there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out. Actually, I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers. Everything seems to be out of the way. Pull this pin out. It's really kind of hard to get to, being a little bit stubborn. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this pin right there, this float will come right off. Needle jet is right in there. Pretty much everything's in there. So what we're going to do is make a mess. Okay, we've got some carbon choke cleaner. So I'm just going to spray it everywhere, make a big mess. Make sure we got everything good and clean. Watch your eyes, make sure you're wearing safety goggles. Make sure all this good and clean in there. Everything flows clean. Alright, make sure that net gets over here, spray it so it doesn't get all over the place. Okay, so what we're going to do basically here is we're going to swap out to a little bit of a cleaner side on this thing so we don't get any more dirt in this carburetor than it already was. A little bit disorganized on this one. Okay, so we'll switch out, take these gloves off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this pin, go ahead and slide it back in there because this looks pretty clean, looks like it's alright. I'm going to drop it right back in the hole. You see that or not? Okay, then I'm going to take my little pin and I'm going to drive it right back in there, just like that. And it's pretty well seated. Okay, once we get it cleaned, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, I'm going to slap it right back on here. I'm going to get it down there until it snaps. Make sure it's good and tight. Seized up, tightened real good. I'm going to put this screw right back in here. We're going to give it a little turn. It's back in place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the carburetor, we're going to put it back on here. Actually, we're going to take this, we'll rearrange the camera here so we can get this back around here and take a look at it. Okay, once we get it all back together, I'm leaking a little bit of gas here. I want to put these little screws back. I don't want to forget doing those. Absolutely. That would be a little bit of a mistake. Put those on. Just put them back down. With the 9/16. Snap them back down. I'm going to over tighten them because it is plastic, and it will snap on you. Okay, so once we get them in there, go ahead and put everything back together. This under here. Here, doing this, I find it easier for me to put it together out like this. Maybe easier for you. It may do it completely wrong, and I'm going to have a lot of comments, which is totally fine. You can never not have enough stuff to learn. Again, throw this fuel line back on. Get it snug. Grab my pliers. Put this clamp back on. These, and they're all good. Now, I want to go ahead and put this cover on. and get it ready, and we're going to start it up, and then I'll let you all hear the finished product. For those of you who caught it, that it was actually leaking a lot right here around the carburetor. After I paused the video, I took the cover back off, opened it back up, and the needle that holds the float was cockeyed. It was actually kind of up a little bit, which is causing the float to stay wide open, and it was just continuing to run out, which I did. I took everything back apart, and I pulled that, cleaned the float again, checked the needle, put it back in, and had to snap that ball on. Now you see that there's nothing on here, the lines that's running freely. I just wanted to point that out in case you thought somebody out there said, this guy's dumb. He didn't know what he was doing. I didn't realize the pin was not set. That's why it was leaking out fuel so much. So now I want to go ahead and button this up, put the cover back on, and I'm going to give it a start and let you guys take a look at it. Alright, we got it setting down here. Just set it down. I haven't started it yet, so I wanted to see if it's actually going to work. It's going to work on one pull or two pulls, or it's not going to work at all. So let's give it a shot. Yeah, I know it needs a pin up here. We'll get to that. Alright, I tell you what, if you like this video, if it's helpful to you in any way, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, leave some comments, tell me what I did wrong, what I did right. You know, let's have fun. Again, this is my West Virginia lifestyle. That's how I'll have fun.